Hi, Cancer. So we have protected, and we have this idea of a career change. We have writing right here in the center, and we have justice right here under the Two of Raphael. Well, with all this sweeping sort of emotional energy that's happening for you, Cancer, it is nice to know that you are protected. And I think that even if you're not changing a career, it is just kind of letting you know that those emotions, even though they can feel very heady, you're protected during this time. So that's really a lovely message for you. We do have here right in the center this writing card. You heal, inspire, teach, and entertain with the words you write. And then with the Justice card, your career brings fairness and protection to others who need you. And I really like these two together a lot for you, because this Two of Raphael is very much about this, balance, right? The scales of justice here being balanced. Here we have the two hearts in balance, reciprocity, giving and receiving. It's really, really nice together. For some of you, it may be that there is a career in the legal field as well, or maybe there's just some kind of legal verdict, so to speak, that comes down that is in your favor here. Although sometimes it may not feel like that right away, because this is the Five of Raphael. Everything happens for a reason. Release regret and embrace the opportunities for happiness. Search for the silver lining. So I'm kind of feeling like it comes down in your favor, but you may not. For some of you, it may not seem that way if that is the case, but it does indeed lead to something that's much more connected for you with another, it looks like. And so let's talk about this writing, because you are going to be very much in tune with your intuition and your emotions during this time period, as I mentioned, Cancer. And that is a beautiful time to write, to channel, so to speak, the messages as they come through, to do creative writing, fiction writing, journaling, whatever. If that resonates with you, not everyone's a writer, but during this time period in particular, Cancer, there is quite a bit of support for you to begin to explore your creative side through writing. And I know that many Cancers are very creative people. And so it might be a fun way for you to express your creativity during this time period, and especially if there's a little bit of grief there. Sometimes by writing out the things that are causing us some pain, it really does help discharge that emotion. Okay, let me go ahead and just take in these energies. And I want to talk about this travel too. That's an underlying energy, an emerging energy. It may be that the text of this card says your life purpose involves traveling. But for many of you, it may be that you were traveling in the past and now you're beginning to change that, because we have this, you are safe and supported while you change your career. So you may have had some kind of job where you traveled a lot, and you're shifting away from that. Or it could also mean that there's an underlying energy where you do some traveling for work during this time period, because it's not part of the main spread, but it's an underlying energy there. So that may be the case. We also have the Moon card, major arcana energy here. The Moon is very much about mystery, about not everything being revealed yet, about trusting your intuition, making sure that everyone's on the same page. And I kind of feel like it goes with that Five of Raphael in some ways. It just feels connected to it. And I think for me, as I feel it for you, this Five of Raphael is about understanding, like in the moment when things don't go your way, it's like you can't believe it, but then things are revealed later that show that it actually happened exactly as it's meant to. And just make sure that you're seeing the situation clearly, and that again, you're not kind of making a mountain out of a molehill, which is the possibility here with this Moon energy. And right now, during this time period for you, Cancer, with this card, we see this angel guiding this little girl. I think it's a girl, this young person's hand. And just know that if you are drawn to writing during this time period, you can ask for assistance. You can ask for your guides and angels to help you be an open channel for their guidance, to be an open channel for the words that are coming through you. It's when you ask for guidance, your guides and angels are always around to help you. But when you ask for guidance, they have more freedom to come in and help you in greater ways, because you've requested it, and also because you're more open to their communications. So it's really some lovely energy there for you. And to remind yourself, if you do feel like maybe things aren't going exactly as they're meant to, and you're a bit worried, that you are protected right here. You can ask Archangel Michael in particular to protect you and help give you strength and courage on your journey, whatever that may be for you. I'm not getting anything very specific here for you, Cancer. It's just, I think it's because of all these emotions at play here. It looks like there are a lot of opportunities to feel really happy emotionally, but there's this little bit of Five of Raphael right here in the center. There may be a little something that occurs where you'll kind of identify it as being something that you can't necessarily see the good in yet, or that you may be feeling a little bit pouty about, like, I didn't get my way kind of energy, but it does lead to something that is a much more connected emotional experience for you here with this Two of Raphael. So I really like that energy for you. I love it with the travel too. This idea of traveling, of going someplace. In order to earn money, in order to generate income for yourself, you have to kind of be on the move. There may be that element at play in the ways that you earn money. And so you can kind of think for yourself and you get your own intuitive hits because you're so highly intuitive in general, but especially right now, Cancer. What does this mean for you? And if you were to imagine yourself living a lifetime in which you were on ships, in charge of shipping, this kind of energy, how would that affect you today if you look at it as a karmic pattern that may be at play in the way that you generate money for yourself? And for me, as I kind of feel it for you, because there's so much watery energy here, I do kind of have this sense of you perhaps in the past feeling as though you have to constantly be on the move in order to create income. And there's this idea of shipping, things being shipped, lumber, for some reason, lumber being shipped across the water from one land to another. This idea of having to get what you want from someplace else and bring it in here in order to generate some income for yourself. About, import, export, that kind of thing might be at play here for you. Because we have that travel right here as well, I do feel like that's somehow connected here to the way that you generate income. It's going to be different for everybody, and you can play with it yourself and just kind of look at it as imaginative exercise. And what it does is it helps take the hard edge off of money and the way that we earn money. And you can begin to play with it, and it creates more sort of elasticity around the energy of money, because money can be very charged, obviously. But for you, Cancer, it has something to do with water too, this watery energy. I think there's a part of you that is international. For many of you, there's either a desire to travel in order to make money, or to be internationally known, or to connect with others in an international sense. And that can mean different things for everybody. For some people, it might just be that you have an affinity for Italian things, and you want to do some sort of import-export with that, or I don't know, just it's going to be different for everybody. I kind of feel too, a little bit, Cancer, as I feel it for you in terms of how you generate money. There's a little bit of being at the whim of the wind. It's kind of how it feels. And I mean that in a kind of a grander sense, as a metaphor for the rhythms of life. Like, I think in terms of how you generate your income, you may be in a career where income comes in like abundance, and then it stops. It comes and then it stops, that kind of energy. Like you're waiting for your ship to come in with your money. So it may be one of those types of jobs where, you're paying people with the money you have now, and you're waiting on other money to come in. So you're kind of always kind of borrowing from Peter to pay Paul kind of energy. It's going to be different for everybody, play with it. But I kind of feel like that's also at play here. This idea that you get large chunks of money, and then you have to wait. And it's like a dry spell, and you're kind of pulling, waiting, dragging that out until you get that next large shipment in kind of thing. That's how it feels to me. So that may be at play for some of you in terms of your career. Not everybody, but again, trust your own intuitive insights about this and play with it. It's just, there's no right or wrongs here. It's all just different ways of looking at money and career and finances and life purpose. So All right, I hope you find that helpful and enjoyable with Cancer. I wish you much love, and I will see you on the next video or at your private reading. Till then.